My name's Pat.
And I'm Isaac, and welcome back to the Walkmen Comics Podcast.
Potty Podcast.
Yeah, today what we're doing is we're going to be talking about whatever we feel like talking about.
Random stuff.
Yeah, just random
comics
stuff.
to life topics to why my feet smell. It's probably because of my shoes.
Yeah, we always talk about comics, so let's take a bit of a break from that.
We might go back to it later, but just
yeah,
for now.
maybe later, but right now we're just going to sort of talk about whatever we feel like talking about.
I was watching the TV show, the TV show.
Okay, we're jumping right into this then.
Yep, I've been watching a bunch of random stuff on Netflix, and I talked about this in the last podcast, how we can get entertainment whenever we want, and comics should adapt to that.
Yeah.
But this is one of my examples I used. Everything sucks. It's a TV show set in the 90s where the show builds up for the first 2-3 episodes on how these characters are trying, their lives have been upside down, but they're trying to make them really good now. They're trying to make it better. And then everything goes downhill. It's a great show. But the best moral of the show, because the show has lots of morals, this is the one that I like and I'm going to incorporate it into my comics. We are all the heroes of our own stories, but are we the villain to someone else's story?
Yeah, that's actually a really interesting thing to think about, because
that kind of traumatized me for a little bit.
We always do stuff for our own good, and
we
just
think we're
because
the hero.
what we think is right, and sometimes people think what they think is wrong.
Yeah, we should use an example. Ghostbusters. Everyone's seen Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Unless you're weird.
I'm weird.
No, you're not. You've seen Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not weird because I haven't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, so you remember the environmental guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, he was just doing his job, and releasing all those people, all the ghosts. I mean, he thought it was contaminating the environment and was going to destroy everything. He released all of them, and he's pinned as the bad guy, but really, he's just doing his job.
Yeah, I think
he's actually the hero of his own story, and he gets sent to jail, and the Ghostbusters are the villains.
Yeah, something that's done really well is what Marvel's been doing with their villains recently. If you look at
Dr. Doom, Lex Luthor.
No, not that. What Marvel's doing in the MCU, let's look at the Vulture from Spider-Man Homecoming, I mean, sure, he's breaking the law, and he knows he's doing something wrong in terms of the law, but, in terms of,
everyone else, he's actually...
In terms of, morals and stuff, he thinks, that's okay,
He's doing the right thing, really.
Yeah, I think that's a bit of a weird one, I think,
he needs to know right from wrong.
Yeah, I think the better example is, what's his name? Killmonger, Black Panther.
That's a good example.
Yeah, it's really recent, but
that's a civil war. Not Captain America Civil War was good.
Yeah.
But that should have been Civil War. Black Panther's moral should have been Civil War because it divided the actual country of Wakanda.
Yeah, it did actually. Because some people are just let's keep him. Oh no, we need to get rid of him. Because
we need to share our technology with the world. We can solve world problems if we take control.
Yeah, but
they went about it the wrong way.
Yeah, but you can sort of see from his standpoint how he thought that was a good thing to do, because what he was thinking, he grew up in this society that was all sort of ruined, and I mean not ruined, but it was sort of a bit poor and not that sort of
rich
on top of stuff, and his
where
dad
was it?
was
I think it was it was not in New York. I know it was in America somewhere.
I think it was in Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. No, it was in California.
Yeah, Los Angeles is in California.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Sorry.
We're not American. We didn't grow up with that geography in school. But
yeah, I'm not even doing geography. It's screw geography. I'm quitting. I'm not doing geography.
Yeah, but what happened was he sort of grew up in that sort of society where it's not really that rich and stuff, and his dad was wanted by the
Wakandans.
By Wakandans, yeah, and
Wakanda forever.
Yeah, that kind of thing, and Yeah, he sort of he has Wakandan royal blood, like, and he wishes that he could like
share the technology.
Yeah,
with the
and
world.
he feels that he's sort of cheated by like his ancestors, and he really needs to see that, and like because he's lived for so long in like that sort of lower society, I guess you could say. Without a better way of saying it, like he believes that like that's what he deserves and that's what he needs, and that's really interesting. And I really liked it when he went in that vibranium sand, and like where he went wasn't that that sort of jungle place, I guess. It was like actually his apartment where he grew up in. Like I found that really cool.
That
like,
it's because it's where you will connect with your past and all of your mentors. And his dad was his mentor.
Yeah.
But for that's his dad. T'Challa.
Yeah.
He grew up in Africa, and that's where his ancestors were.
Yeah.
His heroes or
and
his mentors.
And it's also really sad, and you can sort of understand him on another level better when you realize like his dad is actually a really nice person, and he's like a really great dad. Like, you know, like the way that he was talking to him, you could just tell he's like such a great guy.
Yeah. It was actually a good story. We're jumping on to another point now.
Yeah.
Going very quickly. I want to talk about Runaways, and I was reading this article on how Runaways is negatively affecting everyone.
What do you mean? How's it?
Well, it's making kids run away from their parents.
Oh, okay.
Some situations it's been fairly good because, like, it gave them the courage to run away from their abusive parents or evil parents, and they were actually seriously horrible. But it made some kids run away from parents that weren't even that mean. They were just, like, they were actually trying to be nice, but they're like, I hate my life, I'm gonna run away from it. Like,
yeah.
It's a good TV show, it's a great comic, but they got the wrong message.
That is the media, though, that they're sort of... They can be a bit sort of weird when you're talking about that. Was it like an article online?
Yeah, I think it was.
that can be a bit weird. Like,
but still, it's true. That's the thing.
Yeah, like, the media, like, don't really trust them that much. Like, yeah, you know, they can be a bit sort of questionable and, like...
Questionable? Dude, they're always questionable.
Yeah.
It's kind of ridiculous sometimes. Let's jump into another topic, the media.
The media, yeah. Like...
What's wrong with everyone? The media's so boring.
I mean, well, it's not really that boring, like, when you talk about some of the stuff they talk about. I mean, you know, the Wall Street Journal, like... I know this is a really old topic, but, like, they said that PewDiePie started the adpocalypse, you know? When Seriously? It wasn't him. Like, basically what happened was... Yeah, but, like, it's not... Yes, I watched PewDiePie. He talked about this, and he said, like, that everyone was, like, blaming him for the whole demonetization thing that's been going on YouTube for, like...
That was Logan Paul.
No, that was him, like, later on when they decided to make it, like, even worse. But what happened with PewDiePie was he said something that was a bit touchy, you know. We're not really going to go into too much detail about it, but and then advertisers, like, saw, like, some of the stuff that their advertising was going on, and they wanted to take it off because it was on, like, some really sort of offensive stuff. But everyone thought that it was, like, PewDiePie because, like, around about that time he made a video on, like, a touchy subject and, like, said something like that's really offensive. So he sort of reached the boundary. But, no, he shouldn't. Let me explain. So, and he actually gave evidence for this. He said, like, their stuff was on, like, ISIS videos and stuff like that. Of, like, stuff from, like, their training camps and stuff. That they upload to YouTube for some reason. I don't know why.
Why? But, maybe it's to instill fear.
Yeah, I think that's why. Because
I am Batman.
That's, like... not that kind of fear, but, like, you know, that's the kind of thing that they're doing. Yeah, that's, everyone thinks it's because of him, but he sort of, like, exposed that stuff and, like, brought that into the, sort of, made that sort of more well-known and stuff.
Imagine
that was, like,
if he didn't.
super recent, when I'm recording this.
Imagine if he didn't.
If he didn't what?
Imagine if he didn't expose them.
Yeah, like, everyone would sort of hate him more, but, yeah, I'm glad that he did that. I mean, like, not many people would have seen that. I mean, just go check it out. Just go check out the video. But anyway, that's that topic. So yeah, let
Infinity
me.
Countdown. We should talk about Infinity Countdown. I know we weren't going to talk about comics.
Talking about that for like ages and ages.
I know, but I just want to talk about it really quickly.
Alright, really quickly.
Hey.
Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes.
End of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Just kidding.
That's a great pitch. And it's also a really shitty pitch because...
It's also super sad because end of the Guardians of... No.
We don't know. That's the thing. We don't know if it's the actual end of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Probably
if they're just
isn't.
saying that...
Probably isn't.
And they're going to come back, or is it the end of... I know Guardians of the Galaxy will come back, but maybe it's the end of our Guardians.
Yeah.
Our
Could be.
Guardians. Our team that we all grew up with.
Huh.
Star-Lord, Groot, Gamora, Rocket...
Can't get rid of them.
Mantis...
Groot is such a cool character.
Yondu... I know, but they could. That's the thing. Remember, in the Marvel Universe, they still age. I know the timeline's a bit confusing right now, but they'll fix that. But in the comics, it takes about 4 years for 1 year of theirs. And a lot happens in 4 years. They have an event, or maybe 2 events, almost every year.
Mm.
Do you see what I mean? So they would have like about 4 to 8 events a year in one of their years. So Infinity Countdown could be their
I mean, in a
send-off.
year of Marvel continuity or a year of our...
A year of Marvel
Really?
continuity.
Oh, okay.
So if this could be Guardians of the Galaxy's ticket out, like Marvel's been doing some really good stuff with what is it, Fantastic Four? They had a great send off, but there was a big backlash. Everyone wanted them back. Why? It was in 2015.
Yeah, like, why risk continuing the story and making it really bad than just
Exactly.
just leave it there when it's ended really good?
Yeah. They've got a good story right now. I don't think they need to continue with it. Marvel's 2-1, Fate of the Four, which is Ben Grimm and Johnny Storm looking for the other Fantastic Four members. It's good, but they had such a good send-off. Why would you risk it?
Yeah.
And another thing, they had a good send-off for Wolverine. He's already back with an Infinity Stone. That's what sucks. I mean, it gives the mystery, but now they're making a whole line of comic books just for Wolverine. So they got The Hunt for Wolverine, which is a bunch of heroes teaming up to go find him. They got it affecting the other books. They got Infinity Countdown about to affect Champions. It's not... I hope it's not an event. More just it's a crossover story. Or a team-up story.
Yeah.
Like Champions and Avengers.
Yes.
That wasn't an event.
So...
Just a crossover story.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, is that all you wanted to say about that?
No, I want to keep talking.
Okay, just for a little bit. Because, like, whenever you talk about stuff like this, you keep on talking for ages and ages.
Well, you can talk as well. I don't want to take up all your time.
Yeah, whatever.
You don't want to talk about it, do you?
Well,
What
it
do you
would
wanna
be
talk
nice
about?
to talk about some other stuff, because we always talk about
I
comics.
know,
and
but
stuff,
it's
so-
nice to talk about comics.
Well...
Well, what do you want to talk about? Huh? Do you
have...
have anything right now off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head?
Yes, right now.
Let me think.
New.
They keep on talking, I'm gonna think.
Okay, so you want me to... Oh, okay, now you want me to talk because you can't think of anything. Wow.
Whatever.
Wow. It's been recorded right here and now. Isaac can't come up with anything new.
Whatever.
Okay, so yes. I would say... I don't want Marvel to start changing some of their stories, like Champions. But right now, for what we know of Marvel Fresh Start, there's no Guardians. There's no Guardians. I looked at the cover art. I've looked at all the titles they've announced. They're announcing a Domino series. It's a mini-series, but still. Nobody asked for it. And it's annoying.
The series that no one asked for.
Yeah. They're having an Ant-Man and Wasp miniseries, which sucks. That should be an ongoing series. They have a Robbie Reyes miniseries, which... Okay, yeah, I get that. That's a good choice. They're having a Sentry miniseries. They're having a Molten Man miniseries. They're having... I think Marvel's figured out the way to go is miniseries, because if they like them, that means they can continue with them. Everyone's going to go for Ant-Man and the Wasp. You should go for your big titles. all the Marvel movies that have all the Marvel characters that have their own movie. Ant-Man and the Wasp, keep that. Deadpool, keep that. Cable doesn't need a series. It's good, but doesn't need it. Champions, keep that. Even though it doesn't have a movie, you can keep those. All the really big selling ones, we'll keep them.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, seriously, like, I know this is gonna backfire. I literally just said make all the comics that have movies, but also pick your best selling ones as well. Like, Miss Marvel, Miles Morales has got some good sales. Nova, that had really great sales, but cancelled it because it wasn't doing as good as Iron Man. Iron Man's Iron Man because he's got a movie. Does Nova have a movie? No. Do you see my point?
Yes, I do see your point. And that's actually really depressing that they do that.
Yeah, exactly. But the Nova Resurrection run with Richard Rider and Sam Alexander, best comic I have read for Nova ever, and I've read about 5. I'm reading all of them, okay? Just give me time, but I still think it's the best.
So here's something that I want to talk about. I remembered what I wanted to talk about before. So, you know how, like, a long time ago when Captain America was just a thing, what's the name? Superman was just a thing. Like, it just came out, you know, like, I'm talking, like, 1950s, you know, kind of thing.
60s. Sorry.
Yeah, whenever it was, when
actually, I think
superheroes were a new thing.
Yeah.
And, like, what there was a lot of demand for, like perfect characters because that's what people liked.
But that sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah, but, like, well, by our standards now that sucks, you know.
Because you can't have a perfect character. We want character development.
Yeah, but, like, why did people want that back then? Like, first off,
because think about it. If you're a superhero, you're supposed to be a god. They don't want people relatable. And then it started changing when we got Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think Spider-Man was, like, the big turnaround for it in Amazing Fantasy.
That was good.
Yeah, and Amazing Fantasy was, like, the
top dollar shop. Like,
yeah. So loads of people have made, like, different sort of...
stories, yeah.
No, I mean, what's it called? Different sort of redesigns of the cover, and, like, put different people there. Like, someone put Miles Morales there. Someone
I know, it's good.
Put Spider-Man in the Homecoming suit there. It's really cool.
But, yeah, I want them to go back to Amazing Fantasy.
Yeah, that's what they're doing, aren't they?
No.
Oh.
They just say that.
Oh.
I wish they were, but they're not.
Maybe someday they will.
Someday.
And then... Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm not finished talking.
Oh,
You
sorry.
were talking for ages. So now... Alright, whatever. So, what do you think, say, 60 years in the future, people want in a character? Because, like, they wanted a perfect character.
60 years. In 60 years, we'll either have machines or we'll be working our butts off. We'll get them out once a week or maybe every day of the week. And it'll just come out so quickly that a storyline will finish in a week or in a month.
That would be cool, though.
No, it
so
won't.
Neat.
Because people will just want it too quickly, and then the comic industry will crash because we can't pay people that much. Honestly, no one can pay.
Well, then why not, like, just keep it the way it is now? I think maybe that's a reason that they're keeping it the way.
No, that's a shitty idea because they need to adapt to the times. Like I said, we can get on-demand entertainment now.
No, I mean, like, what if they do it like Netflix? Like, every year they release a bunch of stuff.
A TV series, yes.
Yeah, they could do it like that, actually.
Exactly, but that's the thing. People can binge a whole series, like, release a volume every month. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but, like, people...
That's at least 5 to 6 issues, a full storyline in 1 month.
Yeah, but they could release, like a really big book in, like, every year.
That sucks, though. No, Isaac, I don't think you get this. I'm not trying to be mean to you, but, like...
I know.
Think about it. I've just started watching Jessica Jones, but last time I watched it, with school on, I binged it in less than a week.
Yeah, well, like...
And there's a 40-minute episodes. And Rick and Morty, I binged all 3 seasons in 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, like, what if, what they do with comics is, comics actually take longer to read, so it's basically like
11 minutes.
No, so it's basically like being...
Stop shouting.
No, like a big book, like say like that, like a thick book, like that could like be released in about like every year, like a really thick, like maybe a few of them.
Watchmen? Are you
And
talking
like
about, like,
no, like say
Dude.
like people,
Stop shouting.
it takes them longer to read, but it gets released like every year, so like they're basically getting entertained more. Like,
yes, but how
for
long is
longer.
it? 100 pages? That's like a volume, a regular volume.
No, like say like a really thick book, like
It took me in the car, a 6-hour trip. I read 3 volumes.
well,
And
that's a 6-hour trip when you can do nothing but just.
I could watch movies, dude. I actually watched a movie for half of the trip. But
No,
then
like
I read another 3 volumes.
no, like that's for like a 6-hour trip where you could like do nothing but watch movies and read comics and stuff like that. But like in people's everyday life, they have a job, they have all this other stuff going on.
I know, exactly.
But
Just-
I'm sorry, we're getting off track. Like
I know, but I'm trying to explain to you.
No, like okay, so say that it wouldn't
shouting.
say that it wasn't gonna die. Like
It
in
will die.
Okay, well, whatever. Like say that it's not gonna die in 60 years. Like, what kind of character would people want?
That's the thing, yeah. You wanted to have the conversation, but we're not having a conversation. You want to get back on topic. Boom, just been exposed.
No, that's not what I'm talking
I know,
about.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, alright, whatever.
Yes. If someone wanted a character in 60 years, it'd be the same, honestly. People want character development. People didn't want it back then because they wanted everything perfect, but they want someone who's relatable. And that stayed like that since 1980s, I think. The 1970s.
Yeah, well, like, back then they thought, oh, it's never gonna change people like this. And now we're thinking, oh, it's never gonna change people
How
like
long
this.
has it been since
So it's probably gonna change someday, you know? Like...
Stop shouting. You're getting
Sorry.
very angry and aggressive.
Sorry, I'm just, like, really getting involved in this conversation. I just really like it. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and calm down.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
please. That's the thing. People want relatable characters. Like, in the future, they'll have 2099 or they'll have normal characters that have been changed to the future. Because Marvel will have to reboot at some point.
Yeah,
That's agreeable. They'll have
but
to.
hopefully not for a while.
I think they might do it soon, honestly.
Be positive. Come on.
I am being positive. And I'm saying
No, I mean,
they need to.
be sort of optimistic or whatever.
I know what you're talking about, dude. I really do. But seriously, they need to.
Yeah.
I know, dude. Marvel has not rebooted once. DC's rebooted about 5 times since they first started. Marvel hasn't even done that since Stan Lee came in.
Oh.
That was the 70s. So how long's it been? 50 years.
Yeah, we're really sort of, I guess, kind of arguing about this. So let's just tone it down and talk about just something really lighthearted or whatever. Let's do that. How about
I'd
that?
like to go back to the conversation we were having. I really like to.
Alright, finish what you were saying and then we can do that.
Well, come on. We're having a conversation.
Alright.
I mean, come on. What are we going to do when comics need to adapt to the future? What are we going to do when comics can't keep up with normal media? I know what you were saying before, and that's a 6-hour trip. You can't really do much in that time, but seriously.
Yeah, how many people are going to have, like... How many people are
When
going to
you
have
go
an
on road
exact
trips for
6-hour trip?
Christmas- For Christmas. It might not be 6 hours.
Yeah, well, then don't release the book at Christmas, then.
Jeez. I'm trying to tell you something, and you're going a bit over the top. You're getting very angry. Calm down.
Sorry, I can't help it. That's just how I am.
I would like to say that...
Sorry.
It's fine. Just... the comic industry needs to adapt. Maybe a volume a week. Like, they'll get 5 artists that have got very similar styles to draw it. They'll release them So each writer will have 2 weeks to complete it. Artists will have 2 weeks to complete it. And they'll share with the other artists what they do, so you don't have any creativity over continuity. You'll have continuity over creativity.
Yeah, well, like, an episode of like, a cartoon gets released every week.
Sometimes every month. But, like, Steven Universe's different. Yeah, I know, that's what I'm more referring to, but that's the thing, like, once they're done with a season, they'll release it every week, like
if
said.
you look at, I know this isn't anime, but if you look at Dragon Ball Super, that gets released every week.
Yeah, that's because they have, like, hundreds of people working on it. They have
they get loads
styles.
of animators, and, like, it's a 20-minute episode, and if they have, like, loads of animators, they can just be like, oh, you just animate this few seconds of footage. So, and then they can put it out, and then add in all the voice acting.
I think they have, like... Usually it takes about 5 people to animate an episode, so they'll work on different scenes, but that takes about 6 months. So they'll have 5 people drawing it, the storyboard, then they'll have the people that animate them and connect the dots, kind of like that, so it'll make it look free-flowing. You'll have the colorists, you'll have the other artists to help render it, you'll have the voiceovers, and I'm going to use Steven Universe a lot because that's the one.
It's awesome.
No, I actually do a lot of research on how they animate them and how everything works. The voice actors come in every Wednesdays, usually, unless they go on breaks.
Yeah.
And then they'll just come in another day, but... Yeah. So... Animators, like Dragon Ball Z, I know that comes out every Wednesday.
Dragon Ball Super.
Whatever.
That's the new one.
I don't care, because anime's weird. I'm very sorry.
Well, yeah, some of it is, yeah.
I've got to change into my ultimate form. I have extremely spiky hair. I'm sorry, I just wanted to make fun of that. But yeah, they'll have about like 20 people working on it.
Oh yeah.
Just straight up, and that will take about a month. Yes, you're laughing. So
no, I'm just laughing when you're just like, oh, I have extremely spiky hair.
It's so blonde. But yeah, that's what comics need to do. They'll get about 5 people to work on it, 1 for each issue, and they'll have 2-week deadline.
Yeah.
So they'll release it every week, or they'll save up and release a volume every month or every 2 months. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you mean. But like with cartoons and stuff, you have loads of animators, but with a comic, you just have one artist.
You have one artist. You have the writer, the colorist, then it goes back to the writer. I mean, the writer's the artist, the writer, it goes back to the writer, then you got the inker, the colorer, then you got the editor, so that goes over it, then you got the publisher. So that's 7 people that work on a comic. You'll have 5 teams working on a book, offering more jobs, honestly. More jobs.
I'll take it.
Yeah, more jobs. That's a great thing. You get more comic books, and that means you also get teams working together. I've just solved Marvel's problem.
Well then,
boom.
Well then, wouldn't Marvel just go to making like animated TV shows then?
They do, but they have. Okay, so Marvel needs to divide their comic industry into 3 parts. They need to divide their TV series into another part.
Yeah.
They need to divide their movies, which they already have, into another part. So they'll have, that's about 7, 8, what? You just...
No, I was saying don't do that, because you're moving the chair around and it's a bit weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll have about 5 departments.
Oh, yeah.
And so the movies will be their department. I don't know how many they'll have. The animators will have their department. They'll have mini departments. The comics will have their department, then 3 mini departments. They'll have the mainstream universe. They'll have the multiversal universe, and then they'll have their kids line of universe. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounded like a kid then.
Yeah, so I know we've gone a lot on about Marvel, but...
Wait, there's a kids universe?
Yeah, but it's really just their TV shows they've taken snapshots of their TV series and then put words in. It's pretty crappy.
Oh, yeah, good enough for kids.
They think, this is great enough for kids. Seriously, they could just watch the TV series. This is why you're gonna lose a job. What else do we need to talk about Marvel? Quickly. Yeah, Marvel needs to adapt. And so does DC. DC's kind of learning. They've got their biggest comic book series, like Batman and Superman. They'll have weekly books for that. Smart idea. Batman's their biggest, so they always have a weekly book. Since it's bi-weekly, he's got 2 series. He's got Batman, then Detective Comics. Batman, then Detective Comics. That's how he gets a weekly book. Superman's got Superman Action Comics. Wonder Woman needs another book. That means we can get a weekly book.
Yeah.
Green Lanterns has 2 books, Hal Jordan and the Green Lanterns of Earth. And that's a weekly book, since it's 2 different Green Lanterns. You got Cyborg, which is a bi-weekly book.
Yeah, Cyborg's
It should be a monthly book, because no one likes it, unless that certain audience. Aquaman's a bi-weekly book. Who else is on... Oh, The Flash has got a bi-weekly book. But the rest are all monthly books, because they're not as big. They'll get their biggest characters to have 2 books, so it'll be weekly. That's what I'm saying. Marvel needs to do something like that. Spider-Man's got 2 books. They're both monthly, and they come out on the same day. What else is really annoying about Marvel? We'll just diss you, Marvel.
Sorry, Kevin Feige, if you're watching this, probably not.
No one watches this, honestly. What else? We'll have...
Well, if you are actually watching this, can I meet you, please?
Let's high five. Just air high five. Air. Yeah, you are included in that.
Why not? High five your screen.
High five your screen. What else?
Just rewind the video. High five your screen.
What else Marvel does terribly? Their continuity is terrible. Brian Michael Bendis, when I think he was writing Spider-Man 2, I mean.
Yeah.
It was a crossover between both the Spider-Man, and the thing was, he stuffed it, honestly, because he did creativity over continuity. Creativity's good, it improves the stories are great then, but if there's no continuity, doesn't make much sense if you're reading all the books. And that's really hard to do. If you're a Marvel fan, you read all the books. High five to you. You got a lot of money, you're probably earning it, maybe not. If you don't earn it, get a job. But seriously,
yeah,
the person who does that obviously loves Marvel, gets all the books, gets all the main ones at least that will connect.
Yeah.
Another thing that they have a really big problem with is they don't have all the amazing books. Like, Marvel's got... all their big title books are really bad. Like Iron Man. Riri was literally a replacement.
Yeah,
Captain
just
America,
for diversity, I think.
Captain America's just got his title back, Steve Rogers. That's a good book so far, but since it's monthly, the sales aren't doing so well, because everyone hates Captain America after what he did. He was a Hydra agent, if you didn't know that.
Yeah.
What else happened? Thor has been a girl for the last...
Jane Foster.
Yeah, Jane Foster. Best character, but since it's monthly, she's been dying with cancer for the last 5 years. And the biggest story, the actual death, when she's about to die, she's gonna go... and she's gonna die from... because every time she picks up the hammer, it wipes away her chemotherapy. So, that's a true hero. He sacrifices self over anything else. But seriously, the death of Thor, the actual story has been... It started in September of 2017. At this point, it's middle of March, 2018. It's not like nowhere near... It's either about to finish or no.
So, I know we've been talking about that for a while, and now that we've got all caught up in that complicated stuff, I think, let's just talk about a lighthearted topic. So, what's a lighthearted topic that you want to talk about? Just something we can laugh at, and... What?
Kangaroo shoes. I want them.
Kangaroos don't wear shoes.
No, not the... Okay, so someone created these shoes that have, these... it's like this plastic alloy that when you jump on them, it'll make you jump super high like a kangaroo. Whoa. And it won't break your joints when you do it as well, unless you, stretch your legs out and you're...
That is so cool. I want them now.
Yeah, you don't just jump off a building, though, and bounce with them. You have to be on the ground and bounce at that level.
Oh.
And you'll get around so much quicker as well. But it's actually really good. You don't die from jumping super high. You're on ground level, obviously. If you jump from a 20-story building, you're going to die. But if you jump up super high and you bend your knees, not straighten them, you won't break them. It's like a trampoline, really. Everywhere you go. It's very good. I know. Someone created a Captain America shield that comes back to them.
Like a real one.
Yeah, so...
Wouldn't that be really dangerous, though?
No, it's not it's like a plastic one with holes in it, so he can throw it.
Yeah.
It doesn't protect him at all. He just throws it. It's like a big frisbee, and it comes back to him, and it's got magnets on it, so it'll just come straight back.
Must be pretty strong magnets.
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
But it's like, it has a 5 meter radius, or maybe a 2 meter radius, I think.
Yeah. Do you know there was this kid that tried to climb up the Great Pyramid of Egypt?
Seriously?
Yeah.
When was
he
this?
wasn't a kid. He was like a university student. Like, he was in Egypt, in Cairo.
Egypt.
And then he went and climbed up the pyramid. And then the police didn't go after him because it's too dangerous. I mean, like, not dangerous. The thing's too valuable to, like, go up. They didn't send helicopters there because too risky.
True.
So, yeah, they just left him there until he came down. And then, yeah, but he was up there for a long time because he thought the police were going to go away. But... yeah, he was
just waiting for them, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I'm just waiting so you'll go away.
And they were waiting... oh, I'm just waiting so you'll go down. But then they did arrest him. He spent about a year in jail.
Seriously, a year. I would have just done, like, 3 months. Max.
Well, I'm not sure if it was a year or, like, 8 months or whatever. Maybe, I don't know. I think it was a year. But, yeah, that's a pretty funny
That's
fact.
just weird.
Get off your computer. What are you doing?
No, it's my computer. I'm still listening.
Anyway, so yeah, it's time for the funny story. So,
oh, can I tell it?
Yeah, sure. I told the one last time, so you can tell this one.
This happened to my uncle. So he says he's the hero of the story.
Of course.
If you don't know my uncle, and I'm guessing you don't, hopefully, he got into a lot of trouble when he was younger, and I call him Redbeard. Yes, he has a beard, and it's very red, so I call him Redbeard the pirate. He was a very interesting character, but the best part about him, I think, was that when he was younger, him and another family friend of ours, they were the youngest of the family, and the youngest in our families are the ones that always get into trouble.
Then you should be fine.
Very funny, yes. I am the oldest in my family. But what happened was, so these two had gone out for a night on the town. They were going to have some fun. They were just going to relax, have a party-ish thing. But when they were coming back, one of our family members heard a big bang go off, and then
that's when the universe was created, because it was the Big Bang.
Very funny.
That's not
my
funny.
family's
I
not
suck
that
at telling
old.
jokes.
My family's not that old.
Really? I'm kidding.
Well, that's just mean.
I'm kidding. They would be like 4.6 billion years old.
How old would they be, actually? I'm actually wondering.
Just search up how old is the universe, because it's a lot older than the Earth.
Yeah, it'd be pretty old, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think the best part that happened was they heard a big bang, and they came home. They were just giggling, and they asked, "What were you doing?" They're like, "Nothing. Leave us alone." And then they went into their bedroom.
Yeah.
The next morning, they found out what they were doing.
What were they doing?
They blew up mailboxes on the way back, and they had taken this very rare mailbox.
Really?
Yes.
You mean blew it up, or took it with them?
Took it with them.
Oh, nice. How much did they get for it?
Oh, they didn't, sell it.
Oh,
and
what?
they planted it in their front yard. So they were made to take it back. The guy went up and down the street looking for it, and he came in, and the person who was looking after these two, they're like, "No, we don't have it." And then when he went away, the guy who was looking for the mailbox, the person who was looking after them was like, "You two, get here now." And they came out. They were a bit hungover since they went to a party.
Oh, yeah.
But the funny part was that they're like, "We didn't blow up any mailboxes. What are you talking about?" And then she went out to the front yard and saw that they had buried it in the front yard, and it was still showing. So they were made to wash it off, and then give it back to the guy. But here's the funny part. When they came back, they were all happy, they were all smiling, they were just like, "Oh, we had a great time." And the person who was looking after them was like, wait, what? Didn't you get in trouble? It was like, no. It was like, did you tell him the truth? I was like, yes. So, what happened was, the person who was looking after them actually went up to the old man. It's like, oh, you got your mailbox back, and he was like, oh yes, your two lovely kids gave it back to me. They were so nice. They even told me the story on how they got it back. I don't fully believe them, but it was very entertaining.
What story did they tell?
So apparently what they told was, last night when they were coming back, they saw these two people blowing up mailboxes and they were trying to stop them.
Yeah.
So they took the mailbox that they were going to blow up and came back.
Oh.
So they were going to blow it up at their place. So they chased after them apparently and tried... Apparently, yes. This is a very ludicrous story. Apparently, and tried to capture them. They obviously got away because they were too slow to catch them, just as all great stories go. The funny part was that they got the mailbox back.
Who did?
What? My uncle and auntie saying, oh, we were just so lucky they accidentally dropped it and we put it in our front yard and we were going to give it to you yesterday, but we were so tired and we didn't want to wake you.
Yeah.
And they got away with it. And no one noticed.
That's a good story. That's an awesome story. Anyway, so... Wait, so...
Yep.
Not even the person who was looking after them?
Yep, the person who was looking after them was just like...
Alright, whatever.
Okay, you're not going to get in trouble just because that story was really funny.
Yeah.
And that's how they got away with it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's very good.
I want to do dangerous stuff now.
No.
Actually, I'm not going to do that. I do enough dangerous stuff.
The moral of the story is, if you actually get caught getting in trouble, come up with a very creative story.
Yeah.
25% of the time you'll get out of it.
Yeah, I'm actually a really good liar, actually.
Like, no, you're not. You can't even lie to me.
Yeah, well, to you I can't really, because you're good at finding out if I'm lying or not.
Because I have two sisters.
Also, I don't lie to you. Very often.
You literally lied to me saying, hey, Pat, I'm almost there. I was like, dude, are you literally leaving your building right now? I was like, he's like, yes.
Wait, when was this?
When I told you, hey, do you want to meet in the city? I was like, yeah, sure. We'll go get some comics and I'll come back to your place. You're like, I'm almost there. And you were literally...
Well, that's because I didn't want you to be disappointed.
Dude, when you showed up, I asked you, were you still at your building? Because it's been 20 minutes.
No, I said I was crossing the bridge.
No, you didn't. You said you were almost there.
Oh, okay. I don't remember the
Liar!
I remember the specific... What specifically happened.
Yes.
But, anyway, thank you for watching. So I really liked this episode. I mean, we did argue a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, we were trying to have a good conversation, but it ended a bit weirdly. And
yes.
Then
now I've got a knife to his throat saying I'm the best.
He doesn't. Alright.
I'm the best, aren't I,
Let's, No, you're not. I mean, yes, you are. Anyway, let's end this. So, thank you for watching. We're probably not going to get a subreddit because you can't delete it or change the name once you've made it. So
maybe a bit later on in the future when we're a bit more popular.
Yeah.
But not for now. We'll get it later.
Yeah, anyway, thank you for watching and see you later.